Psalm 83 is a communal lament attributed to Asaph, calling upon God to intervene against the enemies of Israel. The psalmist begins by describing the conspiratorial alliances formed against Israel, with various nations gathering together to plot its destruction. The psalmist lists the enemies by name, including neighboring nations such as Edom, Moab, and Ammon, as well as distant peoples like Assyria and Tyre. The psalmist expresses a sense of urgency and distress, pleading with God not to remain silent or indifferent to the threats facing his people. The psalmist vividly portrays the enemy's intentions, describing their plans to destroy Israel and wipe out its memory as a nation. They have formed a unified coalition and are strategizing to overthrow God's people, viewing them with hostility and seeking to erase their identity from the land. The psalmist's depiction of the enemy's aggression underscores the seriousness of the situation and the urgent need for divine intervention. In response to this dire situation, the psalmist calls upon God to act decisively and defeat the enemies of Israel. He appeals to God's past deeds of deliverance, recalling his victories over oppressors such as Midian and Sisera. The psalmist invokes God's wrath upon the enemies, asking him to pursue them with his tempest and terrify them with his storm. This plea reflects the psalmist's confidence in God's power to overcome even the most formidable adversaries. The psalm concludes with a prayer for the enemies to be put to shame and dismayed, to perish and know that God alone is the Most High over all the earth. The psalmist expresses the hope that God's name will be exalted and feared among the nations, leading to the acknowledgement of his sovereignty and the worship of his glorious majesty. Psalm 83 serves as a poignant reminder of the ongoing spiritual warfare faced by God's people and the need to trust in his protection and deliverance in times of trouble. Let's now read Psalms chapter 83. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For, lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes. Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them, they have holpen the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna. Who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame, and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the Most High over all the earth. This ends our reading of Psalms chapter 83.